Hello and welcome to Veggie Patch Ideas. Today it's all about what we are sowing and growing in May. Now I know this video is a little bit late, but as you can see we've got so many things on the go and I'm still really busy building my house, but let's crack on. So first thing I'm sowing on the allotment in May is, I've already done it, and it's sweet corn. This is coming on and it's just a couple of weeks old, so that is going beautifully. The next thing that we are sowing is mid cucumbers. Now I sown these last month and they just failed. They absolutely didn't germinate, and I've been meaning to sow some extras ever since, but it just didn't happen. So here we go again, and I know it's a little bit late, but if we do have an Indian summer, then these can come into their own. They're a very fast growing plant, and as long as I get a few cucumbers, that's all I want. So I'm not being shy with these seeds whatsoever. And we'll just pop a bit of dirt over the top. And pop that down for watering. So first one is the mid-length cucumbers. Now every month I do like to do a tray of spring onions. As you know, we've got loads in the ground at the minute and loads in trays, and I've just planted some out over there with the lettuces as well. You can never have too many. They'll stay in the ground for a long time, and they're just good doers. They're great throughout the summer in your salad. So again, not being shy on the seeds. For these I want just a fine layer of compost over the top. And you just want the same depth of the seed, so just a sprinkling over the top of these. And these will be over to the watering. Now next thing we've got in May, and you have already got them most definitely, but sugar snap. And if I reach over here, here's what we did earlier, and they are coming on beautifully, and we've got some more in the greenhouse at home which I'll get onto in a minute, but they're coming on. However, with sugar snaps, French beans, anything like this, if you get a wet period, the slugs can absolutely destroy them. So I sow successions, and it's just the insurance policy basically. And again, I'm not being shy. We have loads and loads of seeds, so I will do 3 seeds per cell, and these are very, very big cells. So with these, just push them down around about 1 inch deep. Just separate them out if you can. Nice and simple. Again, bit of compost in the little holes, and away you go. And this seed packet, it comes in a foil pack. I can't remember where I got it from, somewhere on Amazon, but I will link everything in the description. It's in a foil packet, it keeps fresh, really nice, and we have seeds left on that one, so keep it there. Now next up, I'm trying to think, did I do any dwarf beans? I have a few. I have 1 tray of dwarf beans, but Again, May is basically the insurance month. Sow once, sow again, just so you have enough. And these, pound for pound, for fruit, for produce per square inch, this will be the winner every day of the week. Takes up nothing. So it's a dwarf French bean. You get a couple of harvests per plant, maybe more, depends how the season's going. They taste beautiful, and you can plant them anywhere. So if you've got a very small garden, give it a go, simply because they will just grow, and they don't need hardly any space at all, just a windowsill, and you're golden. So bit of dirt over the top. These all need a decent temperature to germinate, so possibly 17, 18 degrees is ideal, but we're coming into summer, so you should be hitting that. And then again, we have more dwarf, but these are a different variety. These are Kinghorn wax, and they're a yellow bean. They grow long, and they grow in bunches, like really big bunches, not just small ones. They're a good doer. And if you're just looking to fill space in the allotment or at home, or if you got an empty bed and you're not sure, try the dwarf beans. They won't let you down. The only thing I will say, if they are in a greenhouse or a polytunnel that's away from home, or you suffer with mice. So here on the allotment, fairly remote, got a big forest just over there, and we do get mice come down, and it's like pick and mix for the mice. So with the beans and the peas, I cover them over to let them germinate, and I just cover them over with a bit of shade netting. I'll show you here. I just pop a bit of this over the top, keeps the mice out, lets them germinate, and once germinated, the net comes off and we're on to a winner. So Kinghorn wax. Did you notice, by the way, my strawberries, if you've followed along, I hope you did, because if you did, it's smug face for everyone. They taste absolutely fantastic. Let's give one a go. Whew. Nothing quite like it. It's literally my snack centre. Again, you think I'm French bean mad, but we're going with more climbers. As you can see out here, we've got one set up already, but it's been so dry here, very, very dry. They're climbing up, but as soon as we get the rain, the slugs will be back. And what can happen? They can destroy the crop straight away. And if that happens, it's good to have backup. I keep banging on about it, but insurance policy sowing is, it's better to have more and give them away than not to have any and sit there looking at empty canes. So this is what I do, and I do it every year. And some years the slugs get all of the first crop, the second crop and the third crop, and I end up with nothing. So just going from what normally happens, I go overboard. So here we go. That'll do. And as you can see, I'm running out of room in here, but some things will go. I'm going to change the polytunnel over to my tomatoes, my halos and everything. Most of these are in the ground, these are spares, but I have a lot of blank spaces out there. We have some lovely courgettes here, and loads of them actually. These are ready to go out, but I'm letting them bush out a little bit more, just so they're more resistant to slugs. Right, so my final sowing for May is, and we'll go from left to right as we should. It's a tray of lettuce and a special one on the end. So first up, I'm going to do Lolla Rosso. And if you have any lettuce in your polytunnel or your greenhouse at a minute, it's a good idea to get it outside. They do like it outside. If you have it in your greenhouse or your polytunnel, this time of year, what can happen on very, very sunny days, it can get to a half decent size and then just bolt. So you'll get no harvest off it and it'll just absolutely bolt. So what was that? That was Lolla Rosso. And just for a bit of guidance, I like to plant them out when they get to around this big. So up next, mixed red. Now I've got a greenhouse at home and I'm doing it up because, as you know, I moved and I've ended up with a very large greenhouse, which I'm very, very chuffed with, but needs a lot of love, needs a lot of attention. If you can send me, and I'll put this in the description, if you have a really good greenhouse and a really nice setup, I'm very interested to find out what you've done. So if you could take a picture, email it to me, and I'll put my email in the bottom. I will be very appreciative, and I'll give you a shout out because I'm looking for inspiration. I already know I'm going to concrete the floor or slab the floor. But apart from that, let me know how you set your shelves up. Any tips? I'd love to know, so give me a shout. Right, and that one is Moon Red. So we've got Lolla Rosso, mixed red and Moon Red. So this is a Lolla Rosso. It's got a crinklier leaf, and a mixed red has more of a straight pick and come again, and a Moon Red, I don't have any here, they're all in my bed, but they're a really glossy red. The reason I grow red lettuce, simply because the slugs don't like them as much. So there you go. And the last thing I'm sowing in May is curly kale. I had a lot, and they germinated and then failed, which was strange. And I've been meaning to sow more, but I haven't got round to it. So here we go. And you can pretty much sow these whenever, because they will go on and on and on all through the winter. Right, so that's it, we're all done. And again, this is just what I'm sowing. You can sow pretty much anything this time of year, and you are absolutely going to succeed. A lot of things I don't sow just simply because I don't like, I just don't like them. So things like cabbages, they don't do that well here, to be fair. They tend to get eaten. I have lots of failures with cabbages and no success. And again, the same with cauliflowers. So it's just after the years, you do just find the groove of what you like to grow, and you grow more of that thing. So that's what I do. Like I said, send me your greenhouse pictures, and if you like this type of video, please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.